What is good, YouTube, man? Today I'm back with you guys, with the nation, for another video. And today, man, we just got some breaking news, so that's always great. But before I get into today's video, I have to give a big shout out to my boy Ice, always coming in clutch with these thumbnails, man. So look at this, man. Before I get into that, man, I'm just so excited. I'm getting ahead of myself. Please go check out my guy Ice at Icy_Nate on YouTube for more Reddit content. Always show my guy some support, man, because he's always helping me out with these videos. But let's get right into today's news, man. I was going to talk about another person first, but this one right here is absolutely amazing. And the Raiders have officially just hired, according to Tom Pelissero on Twitter, very highly respected guy, an NFL insider, has just reported the Raiders have officially just hired Patrick Graham, defensive coordinator from the New York Giants, to be the Raiders' new defensive coordinator. And as we all know, with Gus Bradley being hired in Indianapolis with the Colts, we now had a vacancy at our defensive coordinator position. We all knew that we were probably going to get a new defensive coordinator regardless with the newly acquisition of McDaniels and Ziegler. But right here, man, I just want to speak about Ziegler very quick, because Ziegler, man, you bring in McDaniels, you bring in Graham, you are hitting, man. You are doing absolutely great. 10 out of 10 on all these guys so far, man. I'm very happy. I was going to try and speak about Mayo, but there's no reason to speak about Mayo anymore. Defensive coordinator Patrick Graham is now the Las Vegas Raiders defensive coordinator. It's looking like we'll bring that 3-4 scheme to this defense, but the biggest part, and you guys have heard me say it, is the fact that I really like Mayo for one thing and one thing only. He's multiple. He's not just a 3-4. He's not just a 4-3. He's not just a nickel. He can do it all. And guess what? This defensive coordinator that we have just hired from the New York Giants, he is multiple. He can run that 4-3. So you get the perks for Yannick Ngakoue. You get the perks for Denzel Perryman. You get the perks for Nate Hobbs and all these kinds of guys. But then you switch it to a 3-4. Boom. You give the defense another aspect of the game where the offense has to get, a little bit, they have to really adapt mid-game. I love that, man. And the Raiders have officially just hired one of the NFL's top candidates. He was interviewing with the Minnesota Vikings right before Jim Harbaugh kind of started to take the reins over there, and then they went out and hired the offensive coordinator from the Rams. But this guy right here, Patrick Graham, was in on a head coach position with the Vikings, went back to New York, and the Raiders pounced on this opportunity. So he did interview earlier today with the Steelers, ended up coming in, and we have officially hired this man. So look, but I'm trying to get down with the emotions, but man, I'm very excited. So look, like I said, with Patrick Graham's defense, much like you would have gotten with one of the Patriots tree guys, you get that versatility. You get that 3-4 front. You get that 4-3 front. And, of course, you have your nickel defense as well. So versatility, in my opinion, is key. Much like what Raiders legend, Hall of Famer Charles Woodson said. After we made it into the playoffs, he spoke on it. He felt like this defense needed to be more multiple. You can't get more multiple than running both fronts in the NFL. You're running every single thing that you possibly can run, and I love it, you guys. I love it. The Giants had a pretty big drop-off this year, but, much like in our situation, our defense was on the field so much due to the fact that our offense just wasn't really out there and wasn't really doing too well. So our defense was put on the field so much, and it led our stats to be a little bit lopsided. Now, with defensive coordinator Graham, like I said, man, I'm just wow. Freaking Ziegler, however you want to say your name, man, you have just done yourself. You have outdone yourself. I did not think you could pull this off. This offseason is going very well so far. And like I said, man, with the 3-4, with the 4-3, with the nickel, this is the perfect world, man. It's the perfect world. We won't have to worry about guys like Denzel Perryman having a drop-off in production. Yannick Ngakoue, we won't have to worry about him because there's still that 4-3 and that 3-4 versatility, man. This guy right here, people have honestly been kind of comparing him to the Josh McDaniels of the world. But on the defensive side of the ball, he's a younger guy, only in his 40s, has that very good edge to him to where he can really adapt mid-game. We saw James Bradbury leave the Panthers, go to New York, had an amazing season. Leonard Williams, a guy who had, I believe, double-digit sacks in this guy's system. When was the last time we had a defensive lineman have 10 sacks outside of this last year with Yannick Ngakoue? This right here, man, I am very, very excited. We are getting that 3-4 that many people have wanted, but we also aren't switching too much with the fact that we still get to run that 4-3 as well. And really quick, I do want to talk about this because with Gus Bradley leaving, I am going to switch over to Gus Bradley for just a bit, but with Gus Bradley leaving, this does probably mean that this is the end for Ron Milus with the Las Vegas Raiders. Many people won't really care because we just had this huge acquisition in Patrick Graham, but Ron Milus was a guy that could be in for a defensive coordinator anytime soon, and with Gus Bradley heading over to Indianapolis, we will probably lose out on Ron Milus if he doesn't go get a job probably with the Broncos as a defensive coordinator, but that one is probably the biggest bummer of the Gus Bradley signing. So of the Gus Bradley signing in Indianapolis. So if there's any Colts fans, you probably will get Ron Milus. I think that's the better part of the deal for you guys. But man, very, very excited to see that we're making that transition, you guys. We are making that transition. And honestly, what I really like is the fact that Josh McDaniels, he stuck to his word, man. He stuck to his word. In the press conference, he mentioned he understands this defense was built under that 4-3 mold, but he understands the game is played 60 to 80% of the time in the nickel, right? So although we are changing fronts to a 3-4, mainly a 3-4, he still did what he basically said he was going to do. With him understanding that we're in a 4-3, he didn't go out and get a Sean Desai that only runs a 3-4. He didn't go out and get a Vic Fangio that only runs a 3-4. He got a guy that runs a 3-4, something that he likes. He got a guy that runs a 4-3, something that we already have personnel for. And, of course, we have the nickel. So this is very, very good, you guys. I'm very, very excited. Like I said, this guy, one of the most highly respected guys in the NFL, was out there getting looks for head coaching gigs, went with the Steelers. Ultimately, the Raiders, we landed him, you guys. We landed him. This front office is clicking on all cylinders, and I absolutely love it. Senior Bowl is tomorrow, so I'm very, very glad that we finally got a defensive coordinator to be able to put a staff together really, really quickly, head on out to the Senior Bowl, because this right here is great, man. It's great. This is very, very good things for the Raiders. We're heading in the right direction. We're heading in the right direction. We're already a playoff team. We're just adding. We're not rebuilding. Remember that, Raider Nation. But that'll be it for today's video. Like always, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, comment in the comment section down below. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Did you guys want Desai? Did you guys want Mayo? Did you guys want Patrick Graham? Who did you guys honestly want? And for those of you guys that got Graham, I'm happy, or that wanted Graham, I'm happy for you. I'm happy for us, man. But yeah, that'll be it for today's video. Love your nation, and I'm out. Peace.